What if I told you that some of the most powerful medicines on earth are growing wild in ditches, abandoned lots, and maybe even your own backyard? Plants our grandparents knew by heart, plants that healed soldiers on battlefields, plants that got people through centuries without hospitals or pharmacies. Most people don't know this, but while we're all running to the drugstore for every cut, cough, and ache, there are plants out there healing humans for thousands of years with actual clinical evidence backing them up. Today, I'm showing you 20 of them that will change how you think about natural healing forever. Stick around, because number 17 has been used for over 2,000 years, and modern science just confirmed it works against antibiotic-resistant bacteria. And number 20 was the original aspirin before aspirin existed, and it's probably growing in a ditch near you right now. Let's get into it. Number 1. Calendula, the battlefield flower. Medieval soldiers carried calendula into war to treat wounds. They called it the war flower because when you had no surgeon and no antibiotics, calendula kept wounds from getting infected. Modern trials prove it. Calendula speeds wound healing, including burns and surgical wounds. Make a simple salve from dried flowers. You've got something that heals cuts faster than leaving them alone. Number 2. Sea buckthorn, the Himalayan skin healer. This spiny shrub with orange berries was used in Tibetan, Russian, and Chinese medicine for centuries. Russian cosmonauts even used it in space to protect against radiation. It contains rare omega-7 fatty acids that support mucous membranes. Clinical trials show improvement in dry skin, eczema, dry eye, and vaginal dryness. An internal repair system in a berry. Number 3. Comfrey. The bone knitter Comfrey's folk name is Knitbone. People used it externally on broken bones, sprains, and torn tissue, and swore it made healing faster. They were right. Comfrey contains allantoin, which promotes cell proliferation. Clinical trials prove it reduces pain and improves function in back pain, ankle sprains, and osteoarthritis. Warning: external use only. But for sprains and bruises, it's one of nature's fastest healers. Number 4. Mullein. The lung cleaner, the tall plant with fuzzy leaves growing in vacant lots. Mullein. For centuries, it was the go-to for coughs, bronchitis, and asthma. Herbalists called it the lung's best friend. The leaves contain saponins that act as natural expectorants. Make a tea, strain carefully, and drink it for chest colds. It helps your lungs get the junk out. You've walked past this 1,000 times. Plantain, the low weed with oval leaves, grows in lawns everywhere. And it's one of the most reliable first aid plants on earth. Native Americans called it white man's footprint. They learned it could treat cuts, burns, and insect bites. Modern research confirms it. Plantain has genuine wound healing and antimicrobial effects. Chew a leaf and apply it to a sting. Pain and swelling drop within minutes. Yarrow contains compounds that shorten bleeding time and promote clotting. Soldiers carried it into battle to pack into wounds. It works. Crush fresh leaves and apply to cuts to stop bleeding and prevent infection. Yarrow is both a hemostatic and a vulnerary. Most plants do one or the other. It's a medic that grows wild. The plant is literally called self-heal. That tells you everything. Prunella vulgaris was used for wounds, sore throats, and mouth ulcers. Modern research shows it disrupts bacterial biofilms, the protective layers bacteria create. Gargle a strong tea for sore throats or canker sores. Relief within hours. Medieval herbalists loved agrimony for the mouth and throat. It contains tannins that tighten and tone inflamed tissue. Make a strong tea and gargle for sore throats. Drink it for mild diarrhea. Gentle, effective, soothing. Before cough drops existed, there was horehound candy. Marubium bulgare was so effective that lozenges were sold in every pharmacy. Well into the 1900s, horehound is an expectorant. It doesn't suppress your cough. It makes it productive, helping you clear the infection. The cough drop that actually wants you to get better. Boneset was so famous for flu in the 1800s that every household kept it. The deep muscle aches of flu were called breakbone fever, and this plant seemed to cure it. At the first sign of flu fever, chills, deep aching, drink hot boneset tea, get into bed, and sweat it out. Many swore it could stop flu in its tracks. The tea is bitter, but sometimes the best medicine doesn't taste good. Blue vervain was considered a nervine, a plant that calms the nervous system, used for anxiety, tension, headaches, and insomnia. A cup of vervain tea in the evening helps your nervous system relax. It doesn't knock you out like sleeping pills. It just helps you unwind. Elecampane was the remedy for deep, stubborn lung infections, chronic bronchitis, or lingering congestion after pneumonia. It works slowly and deeply. Not a quick fix, but a genuine lung tonic that helps your respiratory system heal over weeks. It doesn't just fight the infection, it rebuilds the battlefield. This one lives up to its name. Chew a fresh flower, and within seconds your whole mouth goes numb. Traditional healers used it for toothaches and mouth ulcers. The effect is so strong that first-time users are shocked. Instant dental anesthetic, growing in your garden. Oregon grape has solid clinical evidence for chronic skin conditions like psoriasis. Multiple studies show topical extracts significantly improve psoriasis and atopic dermatitis. Use it consistently for weeks. The improvement can be significant. The plant that modern dermatology is quietly admitting works. Number 15. Yellow dock, the liver and digestion ally. Yellow dock root was used for sluggish digestion, constipation, and skin problems tied to poor elimination. Small, regular doses improve digestion and support the liver's natural detox work. It doesn't do the work for you. It reminds your body how to do it itself. Number 16. Usnea, the wilderness antibiotic. Usnea isn't a plant. It's a lichen that hangs from trees like pale green hair, called old man's beard. And it has remarkable antimicrobial properties. Research shows effectiveness against bacteria, including resistant strains. If you cut yourself on a hike with no supplies, moisten fresh Usnea and apply it to the wound, it genuinely fights infection. Antibiotics that grow on trees. Number 17. Barberry, the ancient antimicrobial. This is the one I teased. Used for over 2,000 years. Modern science just proved it works against antibiotic-resistant bacteria. Barberry contains berberine, one of the most studied plant compounds in modern medicine. Berberine has documented antimicrobial effects against bacteria, fungi, and parasites. It also supports blood sugar and cholesterol. Ancient healers used it for digestive infections. Modern research confirms antimicrobial, anti-inflammatory, and metabolic effects. With antibiotic resistance becoming a crisis, Barberry is getting a second look. Ancient medicine becoming cutting edge again. Number 18. Red clover, the field medicine flower. Red clover is so common most people think it's a weed, but it's been used for centuries for skin conditions, inflammation, and menopausal hot flashes. Research validates the menopausal benefits. The flowers contain isoflavones with mild estrogenic effects. Make a tea for chronic skin inflammation or hot flashes. Gentle, nourishing medicine. Native Americans used sassafras root for fevers and digestive problems. It later flavored root beer. The traditional uses were real. However, sassafras contains safrole, which has potential liver toxicity and carcinogenic effects in large amounts. Internal use is now restricted. A good reminder: natural doesn't always mean safe. Respect both traditional knowledge and modern safety testing. And here we are, the one I saved for last. Filipendula ulmaria is the plant that aspirin was based on. Before synthetic aspirin, people used meadowsweet for pain, fever, and inflammation. Here's the twist. Aspirin causes stomach irritation. Meadowsweet doesn't. Traditional herbalists used it to soothe stomach inflammation while relieving pain and fever. Meadowsweet shows how we took nature's medicine, isolated one compound, synthesized it, and ended up with something less balanced than the original. The whole plant offers pain relief without the stomach damage. It's the original medicine that's been waiting for us to remember that sometimes the natural version is better than the synthetic copy. If you made it this far, you now know something most people don't. The most powerful medicines aren't always in a pharmacy. They're growing in ditches, meadows, and backyards, waiting for someone to remember they exist. Which plant surprised you most? Drop a comment below. And if you haven't subscribed to Homestead Roots yet, hit that button and ring the bell. We're building a community of people who value healing over convenience, and I'd love to have you as part of it.